Hello VC. This is a video which I wasn't intending to do, which has been asked of me in a live stream that I should answer the 20 questions myself, which I gave out not so long ago. So I'm going to do that. I was intending to answer some of these questions in live streams in the future and stuff, but I've been asked whether I could do a video, so I thought, you know what, I'll do a video. So, question 1. In 2 words, describe my record collection or CD collection, whatever you got, music collection. Yeah, quite simply, a complete mess, or complete mess, rather. Yeah, it's very eclectic taste. It's all over the place. Anything from rock to pop to jazz to indie to a bit of prog, American, British, all over the place. I like to think of it as a mess. I know some people just like to collect like one genre. Like a lot of the time I see a lot of people collect like heavy rock and just have a whole stack of heavy rock CDs, stuff like that. And you know, that which might be good for them. But you know, mine isn't like that. Mine's just all over the place, the way I like it. Question 2. What formats other than vinyl do you collect, and the reasons why? And also the reason why may you only collect vinyl. I collect all formats. I collect vinyl, CDs and cassettes. I just find a benefit from all of them. Each format seems to offer something, you know, whether it's like the warmth of vinyl, which just sounds so nice sometimes on the right record. You know, the tangibility of it, the album art sizes. You know, I like CDs because they're so convenient. CDs, they have a long duration of time of production, so there's a lot of music on CDs. They're cheap as anything. They're the bargain of the century at the moment. Just snapping up CDs because people don't want them anymore, where they've gone to streaming and such. Yeah, I love that. I love cassettes. Cassette was the first format I got into as a kid. I just like the little cases they come in. They're just, I don't know, there's a charm about cassettes. There is. And cassettes do sound good. They just can. On the right equipment they can. I think cassettes get a bad rep, you know, for like back in the day where people used to put cassettes in car stereos and they used to get chewed up because of the heat from the weather and the what have you. But on the right equipment, in the right environment, cassettes last for years and years and years if they're looked after correctly and not forced in certain temperatures like the heat of cars or the coldness of being outside in a car. Yeah, it's bound to get chewed. It's fragile. It's probably the most fragile format that there is. You know, I suppose records would be coming to the next thing of fragility. But yeah, all sorts of formats. Question 3. What or who would you say inspired you to create your VC channel? I started watching Matt Hayes videos way before I started making videos. And I don't think there was many other channels. I may have been watching a few other channels, but didn't really watch them enough to know who they were. That makes sense. I might have seen the odd one or two here and there, which have perhaps been sort of recommended by YouTube. You know, you go watch one video, YouTube recommends you to watch another one, which could have been by a different channel. So probably about for another, I don't know, maybe 2 years or so of watching BC channels, mainly Matt Hayes. Yeah, I thought, you know what, I can do that. I could give that a go, see what happens, and I did. So and here I am, 3 years later, still making videos. So there you go. Question 4: to monetize your channel or not to monetize, and the reasons why. Well, I'm not quite there to monetize as it is anyway. It was never really my goal to get anything from YouTube. I don't know. I kind of feel a bit split on this. I kind of feel after 3 years of doing videos, doing content, you know, pretty much every week, you know, for the last 3 years, and it could go into 4th year time I actually could do it. I kind of feel like it would be nice to get something back, but it's not the end of the world. It doesn't really bother me. This was always a hobby for me, and I tend to think I would like to keep it that way. Whether I could get a few quid out of it, you know, is it worth it? Probably not. I don't know. I've not really looked into the details of monetization at the moment, because I had no need to. I'm not at that level. So I may not, don't know, but like I said, this is a hobby more than anything. So anyway, question 5: what's more important to you, subscribers or views? Well, I would say views. Views bring in subscribers. The greater views, the more likelihood more people will subscribe to your channel. It's as simple as that. You could have all the subscribers, you know, thousands and thousands, but if people aren't watching your videos, is it even worth making videos? I tend to think not. You know, I think you need a balance as well. You know, you need a kind of a viewership on par with your subscribers. I know it doesn't always work like that, but that's what I kind of think you have to be a goal. You know, that your subscribers meet your viewership. You know, and I know it doesn't work all the time, but I tend to think I would like it to be that way. That is my target, at least. You know, that's what I'm striving for. But obviously, you know, it becomes tougher. I think as more subscribers you get, you know, that kind of bigger expectations of viewership, and it doesn't happen necessarily. Not all videos, you know. So yeah, I would say views. And I know others have mentioned comments as very important as well, which is true, but that wasn't in the question, so to speak. So yeah, views, definitely. Next question. Question 6. Digital or analog? Which do you listen to the most? And be honest. Digital. I listen to digital. If you would have asked me maybe a year ago or more, I would have said records, vinyl, analog, but at the moment it's kind of swung the other way, and it has done for the last few months. I just listen to pretty much digital all the time now. I mean, I have records and I do put them on occasions, but at the moment it's probably a good 90% digital. CDs is just so cheap, and I've cut back a bit this year regarding records, and I've kind of, you know, gone more buying CDs that way. But I mean, it'll change. I'm still buying vinyl. I still put vinyl on occasions, not as much as I used to, but yeah, digital. Question 7. Do you feel the Beatles are far too often spoken about and showcased for far too often in VC videos? Yes, I do. Beatles is a horse which just keeps getting flogged to death. I don't think there's anything what's been said on YouTube about the Beatles which hasn't been said. Seeing people show Beatles records, as much as I like the Beatles, it puts me off. It puts me off because there's such an oversaturation of Beatles. You know, it's so overspoken about Beatles, not just in videos, in live streams as well. Beatle obsessed fanatics showing anything Beatles, doesn't even have to be their music, and they're showing memorabilia, toys, and this, that, and the other. It's too much, you know. A music collection isn't just, for me, isn't just Beatles. I don't collect just Beatles. I collect music. There's Beatle collectors, and there's people who collect music, and I'm one of those. Question 8. Do live streams benefit the VC or do more harm than good? A bit of both. Live streams have brought people together. It's very different from making videos, of course. You are like in the hot seat. You know, everyone can see your reactions and your moods and how you respond to other people. And it causes confliction at times, and it's caused divisions within the community. You now have like a community within communities within the community. So it's fractured it. It's fractured the vinyl community, and it's also benefited these other smaller groups. So yeah, it is a bit of both for me, in my opinion. But live streams are good if people are happy being in them and being a part of them and partaking and all the rest of it. If people enjoy them, then of course they're good. But if it's a negative one, if it's you know, hostility amongst people who go on there, if it's, you know, if it's just negative all the time, then it's probably not doing anyone any good. If it's toxic, then move on, you know, or stick to it if that's what you like. You know, it depends what kind of crowd of people you like being in. You know, I'm a sort of person who likes to go to a few of them. I don't like to stick to one. I like to go to a few. I like to, you know, I like to talk to people, and you know, communicate with people. And you know, sometimes there's a cultural difference which can get in the way, and it is what it is. Live streams are what they are. They are what they are, really. You know. Take them or leave them. Number 9. Do you feel you're always honest when you make videos? Are you afraid of speaking your mind on matters and worry about offending others? Right. I do think I'm an honest person. I'm probably more honest in live streams than I am in my videos, because you only see certain parts of people in videos, and of course we do videos to sort of relate to everybody. You know, as like live streams, you're tend to be more yourself, you know, and can voice certain opinions a lot easier. This kind of thing. I was one time when I started, I was a bit worried about offending people for a while. So yeah, I was for a bit, but as the years gone past and I've done more and more videos, I tend to sort of not worry about that so much, because like when you start in the vinyl community, you have to like cut your way in, you know. You are gonna say things, and people are gonna disagree with you, and you know you can't keep worrying about it. You can't keep, you can't be friends with everybody. You can't win them all, you know. And you don't even have to try to for people to lose interest in your channel. If you show like the wrong album or something, that's enough for people. That can make people turn off your channel just by showing an album. You know, you saying it's a good album and they disagree with it, they turn you off. You know, they unsub you or whatever, stop watching your videos. You don't have to do much. So just be yourself. Be yourself. People will, if they like you, they'll take to you. If they don't, they don't. Don't worry about it. Just be yourself. Keep doing what you do. And yeah, that's it really. Question 10. Are compilations frowned upon in the VC, and why do you think that may be the case? I think they are. I think they are frowned upon because some of the VC members and the people in the who aren't who don't make videos, who just watch videos, they may be a bit of snobbery there, and then they might sort of think, oh, that's common, and that kind of compilation. Yeah, you're not really a fan of music. You're not a connoisseur of music because you've got a compilation. So there may be a bit of that. I don't know if I witnessed it in the past. I may have done. I don't really remember. But I think there may be a little bit of that in the vinyl community somewhere. But it's like anything. There's always going to be people who don't like certain records. So it's no big deal really. Whatever. Question 11. What do you think of shorts? What do you think they have to offer exactly? Shorts are just a fun way of a quick video. Just to whet appetite. Keep people interested in your channel. Just sort of let them know that you're still here. You're still active. And it gives people a small little insight of what you're doing, or what you're up to, or what you're listening to, or and they're not quite. They don't take any time really. They're very quick, and the quicker the videos, the better in a way, because people aren't going to sort of get bored or move on quickly. It's just a quick little appetizer. Question 12. What pet peeves whilst watching other channels? I don't really have any. I know some people say about people drinking coffee and tea and stuff at the start of the video. That doesn't really bother me. I do that sometimes. I think it's just like a comfort thing. Relaxes you when you're about to talk to a camera, which is what I'm doing. Yeah, I can't really think of anything really. Second thoughts. There is a pet peeve. The whole subscriber thing, and I know lots of people do it, including myself. But when I see like channels which have 14,000 subscribers in the vinyl community or more, and they're still asking for subscribers in this kind of small niche of a community, it is a bit ridiculous. It's like, how many subscribers do you really need now? You know, 10, 20,000, 30,000, 50. You know, how big do you need to be? You're just a person showing records. I mean, come on. Come on. Where do you draw the line? Just stop asking now. It's embarrassing. There should be a certain number where it's like, no more. You never ask for subscribers again. You've peaked, and that's it. That's my pet peeve. Question 13. If you could only choose one, which would you prefer? American or British music, and why? I love a lot of American music. There are some bands and artists I hold dear to me, such as the Beach Boys, Tom Petty. But on the whole, I would say British music, because it's been pretty strong, and it's very diverse as well. It's been stronger in some decades than it has in others. Don't get me wrong, but after sort of like the 50s of Elvis, the Beatles came, and there's the British invasion, and it's always been good. It's been up and down over the after the years, but there is a lot of good British music for me, and it just trumps American music, I'm afraid. And there is a lot of American music, don't get me wrong, there's a hell of a lot of good American music, but on the whole, I think English or British music is better, in my opinion. Question 14. Are you a completionist or a bit of an everything collector? More of a bit of an everything collector. Like I said before, I have a very eclectic taste, so it is a bit all over the place. I have very few complete discographies, not too many. I don't go out to complete everything. I am, however, starting to think about, there's some bands I would like to complete now, and getting those done, getting those across the line. Just the studio albums, but generally I'm all over the place. I pick out the best bits, best albums and things I like, and I put those in my collection, and I don't really think twice about it a lot of the time. But there are a few select bands I would like to complete. Question 15. As a collector, do you find you move your collection around more often than you like? And when you do move it, do you actually enjoy doing it or not? I'm forever tinkering my music collection, changing it up, whether it's alphabetically, genres, decades. Goes to one side of the room to the other, or it'll go in a box and put in another room. Then it'll come out 6 months later and I'll showcase it. It's on a constant move, I'm afraid. And I think that's because I just have too much stuff. After a while, after a while of it being hidden away, I think to myself, I really should get that out again, and go through it. And that's what happens. And to be honest with you, it gives me something to do. I quite enjoy it. It takes some of my time up sometimes, which just keeps me occupied during the day. It might take a couple of hours or whatever it is. I enjoy doing it. Yeah, I do. There you go. Question 16. Are you a ranker that enjoys ranking? Pits bands against bands, albums against albums, songs against songs. Or are you not for doing that, and why? Not really. I have done very, very few videos where I rank songs. It's not really for me. I may do another video of ranking, maybe a top 10 of maybe Tom Petty. It would have to be someone close to me, some artist who I really are into and have affiliation for, but not Not really, no. I don't really understand it. I think really music should be appreciated and not compared, like art. You know, it should be enjoyed, looked at, enjoyed, and not compared. You know, because that's not the nature. That's not the nature of the art. It's you should be enjoy. The art you should get enjoyment from. And you know what's better than whoever is irrelevant. You know, you can't compare. It's not easy to compare sometimes as well, because different bands, different artists, there's certain pieces, there's certain songs which you might love, and there's certain songs and stuff, albums, you might love of another band. You know, one band might have good albums, and another band might have not so good albums but great hits, and it's difficult to compare. So I tend not to, because I feel like I'm doing them a disservice by saying, oh, so and so's better than you, and that's not necessarily the case. But that's just me. Hey. Question 17. Are you one that continues to strive for audiophile quality, or are you one for the music? Generally, I'm one just for the music. I do like to pick out, or have picked out, nice sort of audiophile records in the past. Not many. I don't have many. I have maybe one or two audiophile productions in my record collection. It doesn't mean much to me, really. I don't go out looking for one steps and, you know, all this kind of thing. I can't afford it. I can't keep up with it. You know, man, I'm just happy with a CD, to be honest with you. It sounds good. It sounds clear. You know, audiophile in a way it is a CD, because you don't have the problems with records. You know, records they're great. Don't get me wrong, but they can be a hassle. You know, they need to be cleaned, and they get pops and clicks. You know, even when you do look after them, it's meh. It is what it is. Question 18. What are your 5 most important things or particular values within the VC? Sense of humour, definitely. A passion, preferably. Honesty, consideration, and empathy. Yeah, and that's really all it is. It doesn't have to be all of those, you know, just maybe one or two of those things would be nice to see in videos, which of course they are. But yeah, those are the kind of qualities I look for, really, and appreciate people who fit that criteria. But yeah, everyone is different, so you know, not everyone can do that. But yeah, those are the kinds of things I look for. Question 19. How well do you know your collection? Do you often find you forget what you have? Do you even know how many records you have, and if so, how many? I know my collection well enough, but not well enough to know the numbers I have. I don't know how many CDs I have exactly. I know I have about 2,000 CDs, but that includes compilations and everything else. And I think my record collection is probably about 1,000, but I don't know exactly. I could be way off the mark. I could have 800. I could have 1,200 or more. I don't know. It's rough. It's rough. I know it well enough, but you know, not well enough that I know the numbers. And I do forget what I have. That's probably because I keep moving my stuff around all the time, and I'm not visually looking at it. You know where I'm taking sort of notice of certain things just by going through my collection, and I think that helps. It helps sort of keep a record of what you have if you have that visual kind of thing. Where if you're not looking at it, it's boxed up. Likelihood you will forget. You'll be in a charity shop and you'll see CDs for £1 or whatever. And you think, oh, do I have a copy of that? I don't know. I can't remember. And you end up buying it because you think, well, if I got it already, I can use it as a spare. I can play it in my car. Not the end of the world. I can VCLT it, whatever. So you end up buying it. And then, if you're really unfortunate, you end up buying it for a third time. So, yeah, it does happen. Question 20. What do you prefer to label yourself within the community? A content creator. Pretty much all what I named. A vlogger. This is vlogging in a way. Yeah, but not a many celebrities. I hear this phrase being used a lot with celebrities. We're not celebrities. We're just people on YouTube. Just don't make it bigger than what it really is, because it isn't. We're not celebrities. We're just content creators at the most in the vinyl community. And finally, the secret bonus question. Do you regard your channel within the vinyl community? Is there really such thing as the vinyl community? I do consider it a part of the VC. It's a vinyl community channel. There's no doubt about it. But it's kind of interesting. Is there really a vinyl community? I mean, there is, but it's not physical. So if it's not physical, how does it exist? It exists because it is a phantom. It's a phantom. And any community within YouTube is exactly the same. It's exactly the same. It's not a physical thing, because there's no such thing. It's just a community. YouTube is a community. The whole thing is communal. It's networking. So, there's going to be communities within that network. Just how it is. So yes, I'm part of the vinyl community, and yes, it's a real thing, even though it doesn't exist and it's invisible and you can't see it, touch it, smell it, but it's still there. There you go. Yeah, and that is everything. I hope you like the video. Please give me a thumbs up. Should I say subscribe to me? Because Rob Walker doesn't appreciate that. Well, actually he does. He does. He finds it very funny. So subscribe to the channel. If you want. You don't have to. So yeah. Anyway, if you fancy giving this a shot, by all means, give it a go. I know there's a lot of questions. I know Richard McCook has just done a recent video, and this kind of thing was inspired from what he did. And I know I kind of borrowed a few questions here and there, so some of this is a little bit recycled. But I just thought, you know what, I want to crack at this. I want to do my own questions for once. I haven't done, well, I don't think I've ever done a video like this. So I just thought, I'd like to give it a go. Anyway, that is all. Thank you very much. Bye for now.